Hey cousins, welcome back to Ro Reacts TV, where we react, review, and recap skits from the Country Wayne skit universe. Alright cousins, so today is the day that Dee and Tamara's stepdad go fishing. So the scene begins with Tamara and her stepdad sitting and waiting for Dee to pull up. Dee is an hour late and they are upset. Dee finally pulls up and he's like, all right, I'm ready to go. And her stepdad steps to him and says, look at you. You are not dressed to go fishing. We're going to have to go get you some fishing gear. And that's exactly what they do. So they pull up to the store together and they're looking around for all the equipment that they're going to need. He's showing him outfits and that he needs to wear. They're looking at tackle. They're looking at bait. They're spending time together as two black men bonding. And also he's going to learn a life skill today. So I really like that. Maybe next time they can take Tamara, but you know what? I bet you she already knows how to fish. So Dee and Tamara's stepdad are done shopping and they head out to the lake. When they get out there, the stepdad tells Dee to put the worm on the hook. Dee hesitates, saying he wants to see it done right before he does it. And he's a little scared, y'all. So the stepdad, he goes in barehanded. He pokes the worm all the way through and explains that live bait is always better than dead bait because the fish wants something that's moving. Dee reacts with shock, calling him a savage for doing it without gloves. The stepdad encourages him, saying it's like preparing a good meal for the fish. But Dee still resists, saying he'll try the next one. You know, he's really scared, y'all. So they move on to casting. The stepdad reminds Dee, finger on the line, pull back, and then release. So Dee tries. He messes up a bit, but he finally gets it out into the water. He celebrates and then immediately complains that there aren't any fish in the pond. The stepdad tells him patience is required, and Dee jokes about not seeing any fish and compares it to going to the supermarket where food is ready. The stepdad explains that fishing is like waiting on God. Sometimes prayers aren't answered immediately, and you have to wait for God's timing. Ain't that true, cousins? Now, the whole time they're there, at this point, Dee is impatient. He's complaining about bugs biting on him, and the stepdad is just sitting there unaffected. He told Dee that he is accustomed to the atmosphere, and that just makes Dee more frustrated. So the stepdad just sits back calmly and explains that patience is the key. He says everything good and bad in life is about timing. So Dee is still complaining. They're sitting out by the water, and the stepdad tells Dee that he lacks patience. Then he asks if he knows what his name means in Greek. Dee says he doesn't know. The stepdad explains that Damon means dominion, to take dominion, and that his name carries power. So while they're talking, Dee suddenly feels a tug. He gets excited. He says, oh, I think I got something. He reels it in with a lot of energy, and he's asking for help until he finally pulls up a fish. He celebrates loudly, talking about, I did that. Did you see what I saw? I did that. This lake ain't got nothing on Dee. The stepdad points out how good it feels to have patience and how patience pays off. Now then the stepdad tells Dee he has to take the fish off the hook for himself. Dee hesitates. He struggles a little bit, but he finally pulls it free. He shouts with pride that he caught this first fish. He says, I caught my fish. I own this lake. This lake ain't got nothing on me. They connected back to the meaning of his name, dominion. Dee jokes that he's got dominion over the lake like he's Aquaman. So now he's getting cocky. He brags about his boots, his hat, his outfit. He said he looks the part now. He's glowing with excitement. He looks like a little boy out there, and the stepdad smiles calm and proud. So Dee is pumped up. He's like, I caught my first fish, y'all. So he's ready to fish some more, but the stepdad tells him, nah, I think we should call it a day. But Dee insists that they catch another fish. But the stepdad tells him to savor the moment and let it marinate. So they sit back in their chair, and now Dee is willing to be patient, talking about, now we good. Now, I love this scene, y'all. Two men together, bonding, learning a beneficial skill. Tell me, cousins, have you ever went fishing? Drop your thoughts in the comments about this scene, and I'll see you on the next Ro Reacts TV video.